Good morning. My name is Teresa Taylor, and I am a white Caucasian woman, and I am going to be 62 years old in March of this year, and I am divorced, and my occupation is a business manager, an entrepreneur, and I live in Rancho Cucamonga. I have 2 children and 6 grandchildren, and I am a Republican.
As a woman, what have been some of your greatest desires?
I have always wanted to be a mother from the time I was a small child and all through my teenage years and even into college. I have wanted and desired being a mother and a wife, and I was glad that I have had the opportunity to do both of those. I have always been very career minded, and so I have been happy to have had a very productive and prosperous career. I've enjoyed being well educated. I have a master's degree and have appreciated the opportunity to have an education and to utilize that education in my career. I have, I guess those would be the two main things. I have also had a strong desire to be very faithful and religious and very connected to my church, and I have done that. So I would say, if you're going to characterize who I am and the main things of my life, you'd say I'm a mother and a grandmother. I'm a career businesswoman, and I value my religious affiliation.
Fewer and fewer people are choosing to marry in today's society. Why do you believe that is? Is this phenomenon a good thing or a bad thing for women?
I think it's really a bad thing. I think it's fairly challenging to get men to make a commitment to marriage. And if you're going to raise a family and have a marriage, you need to make that actual commitment to each other, because there will be plenty of times when you will want to walk out on that relationship unless it has been a solid commitment. My beliefs lead me to the direction where marriage and family are very important, and I think you get a much stronger commitment to children and to marriage if there is a commitment to that. And I think part of the reason that young people are not marrying as much as they used to is that they don't want to make that commitment. It gives them an opportunity to opt out at any possible moment. But the fact that they don't make that commitment is the detrimental part of that. And it's detrimental not only for the marriage partners, but it's also detrimental for the children, I think.
What effect, positive or negative, has divorce had on our society?
I think divorce in many cases is quite detrimental for people. I have been divorced since let's see, 10 years after marriage. I married when I was 24, so I divorced when I was 34. And I'm almost 62, so I've been divorced for a really long time. Now, my divorce was very amicable, and I have a good relationship with my former marriage, my husband. We still do things with our children and our grandchildren together, which is a little bit unique for people, because sometimes people that divorce get very mad at each other and they don't want to be in the same room. They don't want to talk to each other, but that was not the situation with me. My son was 9 years old and my daughter was 5 when we divorced. And so I have raised children as a divorced woman, as a single woman, even though he's been involved on weekends and in other parts of their lives. I think divorce is really hard on children, especially if there's not the right kind of relationship between the parents. Generally, I think in terms of financial security for children and emotional strength for children and them feeling secure in their lives, that an intact family is easier and better for everyone involved. And if they can't have that, it's better if they try to make a divorce work so that people are not destroyed financially and emotionally.
In what state do you believe women are their happiest? Pick one. Single, married, divorced, or widowed.
I suspect that women, if they've got the right marriage partner and if they're really committed to marriage, I suspect that people are happier as they're at being married. I know a lot of happily married women, and they seem to really enjoy and appreciate being married. I, however, have had a very good life and a very happy life as a divorced woman. I've had a good career. I've been able to raise my children. I've been able to travel. I've been able to do a lot of things. It has not held me back personally that I've been divorced. Financially, I'm secure. I've been able to do a lot of things. It really hasn't held me back. But on the other hand, I wish that my marriage would have stayed together. I wanted it to. I really worked at it. And so I would say generally marriage is a good thing, and people probably are happier with that kind of relationship.
In what ways do women change after they turn 40?
Women up to the age of 40 are still trying to decide who they are. They're still developing their identity. They're still working out their talents and abilities and skills. They're still in the very heavy years of childbearing and child rearing. Once women get out over 40, I think they get a little more settled in who they are. Generally, their children a little bit older, so there's a little more free time for them to develop some of the things they want to do. I think as women get older, they're a little more bolder in talking about their opinions and their feelings, and I also think as women get older, they become generally more useful to society because of skills and abilities and talents that they've developed in those early years. I think generally women over 40 are probably happier and more satisfied with their lives as well.
67 other countries have had female presidents. Why hasn't the United States had a female president yet?
I think we're very close to having a female president. It was a big jump in our country that we now have an African American president. It showed the people of the United States and the world that we can overcome our prejudices against race and ethnicity. I expect, as I read the political scene, it looks to me like Hillary Clinton will probably be the Democratic nominee for president, and she's a very strong woman. She's a very well educated and bright and experienced woman, and I think there's a very good chance that she will be the next president of the United States. I think the reason we haven't had one up until now is that generally both men and women don't believe that a woman is capable of handling that position. Now, I certainly do believe women are capable of doing it, but I think the general population, women just as much as men, don't really believe that a woman's capable. Now, I think we're coming to a place where that attitude is changing, but I think especially among the older generation, if you were to say, would a woman make a good president, most of them would say no. But among the younger generation, I think if you were to ask that question, many of them would say, yes, a woman can be an excellent president.